It is 11:47 at night. You are standing in the customs line at JFK Airport. 14 hours ago, you stepped onto a flight departing from Dubai. Your body is completely drained. Your lower back is aching. Your phone battery died hours ago. Your family is sitting in the pickup area just outside the terminal. The officer gestures for you to approach. He scans your travel document. His expression shifts. He lifts his eyes. "Sir, come with me." Two additional officers appear, positioning themselves on either side of you. They escort you through a door labeled Secondary Inspection. The door shuts behind you. The space is tight, gray walls, no natural light, a steel table positioned in the center, a chair fixed permanently to the floor. The officer points toward the table. "Place your laptop there. Unlock it." He is not making a request. He is giving an order. Right here, in the next 90 seconds, your entire existence is sitting on that device. Your correspondence with your employer, your private conversations with your brother overseas, your personal photographs, your banking application, your tax documents, your immigration attorney's notes, every confidential message you have ever exchanged. One incorrect decision right now, and CBP copies everything permanently into a government database that gets distributed across federal, state, local, and international agencies. The majority of travelers in this precise moment fall apart. They unlock the device. They hand it over. They answer yes to every single question. They put their signature on whatever document gets placed in front of them, and by the time they walk back out of that room, they have surrendered far more than they ever thought possible. But you are not going to let that happen, because over the next 20 minutes, I am going to walk you through exactly what CBP is and is not permitted to do with your laptop. The precise words to use, the single action you must take before your plane touches down, and the 3 critical words that offer you protection under the updated 2026 directive. If you have ever traveled internationally or you are planning to, what you are about to hear may be the single most valuable thing you watch this entire month. Hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. Let us get started. Let me explain why 9 out of 10 travelers end up losing in this situation. It is not because they did anything wrong. It is not because they are concealing something. It is because they are completely unaware of how the process actually works, and the officers standing across from them know those rules inside and out. Here is how the traps operate. Trap number 1. The routine deception. The officer appears casual. His tone is completely flat. He says, "This is just a standard check. We pull random travelers through all the time. Go ahead and unlock your laptop and you will be walking out of here within 10 minutes. The word standard is where the deception lives. In fiscal year 2025, CBP processed 419 million travelers at United States ports of entry. Out of that enormous number, only 55,318 had their electronic devices examined. That is less than 1/100th of 1%. If you are standing inside that secondary inspection room with a CBP officer demanding access to your laptop, what is happening to you is not random. You were specifically selected. Something in the system triggered a flag on your profile, and that officer is banking on you accepting the random narrative, so you hand everything over without hesitation. Do not fall for it. Trap number 2. If you have nothing to hide. This is one of the oldest manipulation techniques in existence. The officer says, "Look, if you are not hiding anything, why are you making this so complicated? Just go ahead and unlock the device. The more time you waste, the longer this whole thing drags on." Here is the actual truth. You are not creating complications by asking questions about your legal protections. You are not concealing something by wanting to understand whether this qualifies as a basic search or an advanced search. That statement is deliberately engineered to make you feel ashamed for asserting your rights. Shame is a strategic tool. Officers use it because it consistently delivers results. Most people break down within the first 5 minutes of that pressure. You are going to respond differently. Trap number 3, the document pressure. If CBP carries your laptop into another area, they may return after an extended period holding paperwork. Sign here. This simply confirms that you participated. It helps move the process along faster. Listen carefully to what I am about to say. Do not place your signature on anything without reading every single word on that page. And do not sign anything unless you are completely certain about what it means. Some of those documents are consent forms. By signing, you are actively granting CBP permission to do exactly what they were already attempting. You are voluntarily surrendering your own protections on paper. They frame it as standard administrative paperwork. It is absolutely not. It is a carefully constructed trap. Now let me hand you the tools you need to defend yourself. The law. It does not matter what your immigration category is. It does not matter whether you are a citizen, a permanent resident, an H-1B professional, an F-1 student, or a visitor traveling on a B-1 visa. The law applies to your situation and the law exists in written form. Here are your 4 protections. Protection 1, CBP Directive 3340-049B. This is the official procedural document that every single CBP officer is required to follow. It received updates in January 2026. You can access it yourself on the official CBP government website. I have placed the direct link in the description section below. This directive separates all laptop examinations into 2 distinct categories: a basic search and an advanced search. A basic search occurs when an officer manually reviews your laptop using only their hands. They can access your files. They can view your photographs. They can read your email messages. They do all of this without attaching your device to any outside equipment. An advanced search operates very differently. This is the process where they connect your laptop to a forensic scanning machine. That machine duplicates everything stored on your device. Your active files, your deleted files, your encrypted content, your password-secured folders, absolutely all of it. Here is the single most critical line contained within that entire directive. An advanced search requires 2 specific conditions. First, there must be reasonable suspicion that a law has been violated. Second, authorization must come from a senior CBP manager holding a grade 14 position or above. Read that once more. A basic search can be applied to any traveler. An advanced search requires documented suspicion combined with supervisory sign-off. When you ask whether this is a basic search or an advanced search, you are compelling the officer to be specific, and that precision is what stands between you and a complete loss of your private data. Protection 2, the 4th Amendment. This is your constitutional defense. The 4th Amendment of the United States Constitution shields everyone present on American soil from unreasonable searches and seizures. That protection extends to you regardless of your citizenship status. Now here's the important nuance. The border operates under what legal professionals refer to as the border search exception. This provision gives CBP considerably broader authority at the border compared to what domestic law enforcement holds inside the country. But even within that border zone, the 4th Amendment continues to apply in specific and meaningful ways. Your rights still exist. They are simply more limited in scope. Protection 3, the right to decline your password. CBP officers are legally permitted to ask for your password. That request is within their authority. But here's the piece of information most travelers never learn. You are allowed to say no. If you hold United States citizenship, you cannot be turned away from entering your own country simply for declining to unlock your device. Your citizenship status does not hinge on your willingness to cooperate with a device examination. If you are a permanent resident, your protections are also substantial. Denying entry to a returning green card holder is legally complicated territory for CBP. Your device may be held temporarily, but your residency status cannot easily be stripped away solely because of a refusal. If you are traveling on a visa, the situation becomes more challenging. Declining to unlock your device can result in being denied entry. This is documented within CBP's own official procedures. However, refusing still remains your legal right. The question becomes whether you are prepared to accept the potential outcome of that decision. Protection 4, the cloud exemption. This is without question the single most valuable piece of information in this entire discussion. CBP officers do not have authorization to examine data that lives in cloud storage. That covers your iCloud account, your Google Drive, your Dropbox, your Microsoft OneDrive. All of that information resides on remote servers, not on your physical device. Under the updated 2026 directive, CBP is required to disable all network connectivity before conducting any device examination. That requirement is spelled out directly in their own rulebook. Why does this matter so significantly? Because if you log out of every cloud-connected account before your plane lands, and you activate airplane mode before surrendering your laptop, everything stored in the cloud becomes completely invisible. CBP has no pathway to reach it. Their own regulations prohibit them from attempting to reach it. Your locally stored files are exposed. Your cloud-based files are shielded. Commit that distinction to memory. It will protect you when it counts. Here is your complete action plan. Memorize every step. Practice going through it. Walk your family through it tonight. Step 1. Before your flight departs. The preparation begins before you ever board the aircraft. 3 days before your scheduled departure, take care of the following. Back up every piece of content from your laptop to cloud storage. Photographs, documents, professional files, personal conversations, everything without exception. Then remove the local versions from your device. Log out completely from every cloud-connected service, iCloud, Google, Dropbox, WhatsApp web, every single one. Do not simply close the application, log out entirely, clear out your trash folder, clear out your downloads folder, erase your browser history, remove your saved login credentials. By the time you walk onto that aircraft, your laptop should contain virtually no sensitive information. Step 2. 30 minutes before touchdown. When the flight crew announces the initial descent, take out your laptop, power it on, verify that every cloud service has been logged out. Check again to be certain. Close every open browser tab. Close every running program. Then complete the single most important action. Enable airplane mode. Close the laptop. Place it back inside your bag. You are now prepared for what may come. Step 3. At the CBP checkpoint. Remain courteous. Remain composed. Stay completely calm. Present your travel document. Respond to basic questions about your travel purpose. If the officer clears you to proceed, walk forward without hesitation. If the officer says, "Follow me towards secondary inspection," do not resist. Do not show signs of panic. Accompany them without incident. Once inside that room, allow the officer to speak before you say anything. Step 4. When they request your device. When the officer instructs you to place your laptop on the table and unlock it, a decision point has arrived. Option A is to comply immediately. Set the laptop on the table, unlock it, and allow them to conduct a basic examination. This is the path the overwhelming majority of travelers take. Option B is to ask clarifying questions first. This is your legal entitlement. Use this exact phrasing. Is this a basic search or an advanced search? If the answer is basic, your protections are more limited. They are permitted to review your laptop by hand, but they are not authorized to duplicate its contents, and they cannot retain your data beyond what the guidelines permit. If the answer is advanced, follow up immediately. Under the 2026 directive, advanced searches require documented reasonable suspicion and approval from a supervising officer. Can you confirm that both of those requirements have been satisfied? You are not being disrespectful. You are not obstructing anything. You are simply quoting their own official procedural document back to them. Step 5. The password moment. If they request your password, 3 paths are available to you. Option A, enter the password yourself without disclosing it verbally. Do not speak the password aloud. Do not write it on paper. Simply unlock the device using your own hands. Option B, decline politely. State clearly, "I would prefer to consult with my legal representative before granting access to this device." Option C, provide full cooperation. Hand over the password entirely. The most appropriate choice depends on your specific immigration category, the nature of the content on your device, and the particular circumstances of the moment. But regardless of which direction you choose, hold firmly to one rule. Never deceive a federal officer. Never input a false password. Never pretend your device is malfunctioning. Lying to a federal agent is a criminal offense. Declining is not. Step 6. When they retain your device. If CBP determines they need to hold your laptop for continued review, respond with the following statements exactly. I am requesting a written receipt documenting my device. I am requesting the full name and badge identification number of the examining officer. I am requesting the case reference number assigned to this inspection. These are your rights. They are obligated to provide all of that information. Then ask one additional question. What is the estimated timeline for the return of my device? Standard device retention typically runs 5 business days. Extensions are possible under certain conditions, but CBP must maintain written documentation for any extension. Record everything immediately: the officer's name, the badge number, the exact time, the location, the stated reason for retention. That information becomes essential if you eventually submit a formal complaint. Step 7. The 3 critical words. If at any point during the interaction an officer's questioning begins to feel like a formal interrogation, hold on to these 3 words. I remain silent. Or the extended version, I'm exercising my legal right to remain silent, and I would like to speak with an attorney before responding to any further questions. You carry no obligation to explain your position. You carry no obligation to justify your responses. You carry no obligation to fill every quiet moment with conversation. Immigration officers receive specific training in using silence as a psychological pressure tactic. They will pause deliberately. They will hold direct eye contact. They will simply wait for you to start talking. Let them wait as long as they need to. Silence functions as armor in that room. Step 8. Once you return home. If your device was examined or held by CBP, do not treat the situation as finished once you are back inside your front door. Within 72 hours, complete the following actions. Update every password connected to every account you hold. Email platforms, financial institutions, social media profiles, cloud storage services, all of them without exception. Activate 2-factor authentication on every account that offers it as an option. Review the recent sign-in history across every service you use. Look carefully for any activity you do not personally recognize. Alert your employer immediately if any professional or work-related data was accessible on the device. Submit a formal complaint through the Department of Homeland Security using the Traveler Redress Inquiry Program available at trip.dhs.gov. This is the official government complaint channel, and it costs you nothing to use. If you genuinely believe your rights were violated during the interaction, reach out to the American Civil Liberties Union. Their dedicated immigrant rights contact line is 8777-336-2700. Let me share one final story before we bring this to a close. Last year, a permanent resident flew back into Newark Airport after spending time visiting his mother in India. He had been traveling for 16 hours straight and was completely exhausted. CBP directed him into secondary inspection. They asked him to produce his laptop. Without pausing to think, he unlocked it immediately. Officers copied the entire contents of his device. 3 weeks after he arrived home, a formal notification appeared. His green card renewal application had been flagged for extended review. Certain messages in his WhatsApp history had been misread by reviewers. His mother had sent him messages asking about transferring money back to the family. CBP had interpreted those conversations as potential financial irregularities. It took him 14 months and $11,000 in attorney fees to resolve the situation completely. 14 months, $11,000. All of it stemming from 90 seconds of unlocking a laptop inside an airport inspection room. If he had possessed the knowledge you now carry, none of that would have unfolded the way it did. Understanding your rights does not make you a suspect. It does not raise red flags around you. It does not signal that you are concealing something. It signals that you are informed. It signals that you came prepared. It signals that you refuse to become another casualty of a process that is deliberately designed to leave you disoriented. Every single day, travelers suffer consequences, lose their immigration standing, and spend years recovering from situations they never should have faced, not because they were guilty of anything, but because they lacked the knowledge you just absorbed in this video. You now understand more than 95% of every person who will pass through United States International Airport this year. But here is what I am asking of you. Do not hold on to this information alone. Forward this to your father who travels regularly for his career. Send it to your sister who is studying on the other side of the world. Pass it along to your cousin who just received his green card and has an international flight booked next month. Drop it into your family group chat. Share it across your community. Put it in front of anyone who has ever stepped foot on an international flight. Because access to the right information is protection, and protection is how we navigate the world we are living in right now. If this video gave you something genuinely useful, press the like button, click subscribe, and activate your notifications. New content goes up every week designed to keep you one step ahead of rules and changes that most people never even hear about. One important clarification before you go. Everything presented in this video is strictly for educational and informational purposes. This is not legal advice and should not be treated as such. Immigration regulations shift frequently, and every individual situation carries its own specific variables. If you are currently dealing with a device search, or if CBP has retained your device, please reach out to a licensed immigration attorney without delay. Know your rights, protect your personal data, and protect everyone you care about. See you in the next one.